And the video that I'm going to show is going to be full of stuff that I'm not doing right. I should have done this before I did that. And you can leave it in the comments if you want, but just know that I know, and you know, my heart just wasn't into it. I probably shouldn't even attempted to do anything tonight. But I guess I should, you know, be psyched because the major things that I wanted to do are done. You know, I got the forward and reverse gears, that lever and that torque issue fixed. And I have a cross travel now, powered cross slide. So I'm trying to pump myself up, you know, just for your sake, so you don't go out and, you know, stick a barrel against your roof of your mouth. Oh man. So tomorrow we'll go out and get the screws that I've lost, and then of course I'll find them after that. And, just don't have that elated feeling of accomplishing, you know, what I've done. So that's a personal problem. I'm not going to bring it to you. Like I said, I can't believe I'm going to even show you what I'm going to show you, but you know, if you're going to see my experiences with machining and learning, you're going to have to see the good with the bad with the good. Okay guys, really appreciate you. Take it easy on me in the comments, and we'll see you next time. We should be making chips. Thanks a lot, guys. Okay, it is the consensus that shimming this is going to be a solution to try. Now I have a let's get back to the okay, I put out a call for opinions and help on what should I do with this situation here, and the popular opinion seems to be shimming. And I'm sitting here thinking about, you know, I don't have shim stock, unlike, you know, other people who might have shim stock. So I'm thinking, you know, what can I use? You know, a piece of cardboard, some Teflon would be nice. And I thought, like, you know, part of a circuit board. And then I'm watching, I don't even know the name of it. It's, I'm watching a YouTube channel. It's, primarily, about, Squatch 253. During these months, it's primarily about bulldozers, cat bulldozers, I guess. And they're talking about some of the early years. Caterpillar was using composite materials to build their gears. So every other gear would be a composite material. And he happened to have a collection of these vintage gears, which were stamped Formica. And I just happen to have a vintage dental cabinet that is covered in Formica. So we got a piece of Formica out, we sanded it, shaped it a little bit. And we're average about 25 thousandths is the average. Obviously I'm less than that here, about 4 o'clock. Here we go. There, where my finger used to be. But anyway, we're roughly, along this leading edge here, we're roughly 25 thousandths. So that is what we're going to go with. That is what we've been waiting for to get this thing moving forward. I still need to go out and find this. I know I have it. It's just, you know, it's one of those things I wanted to put it in a safe place, and I did, and now I don't remember where that safe place is. And it could be up on one of these magnets. I got magnets everywhere. But anyway, there is my solution, your solution, maybe not totally my solution, but what seems to be the general consensus is to shim this up for the carriage lock. So there, we're going to go with that. Now I'm kind of debating on what kind of sealant I'm going to use between the carriage and the apron, which is, you know, we're basically sealing. I don't think there's any need to seal this here. There's probably not any reason to seal any of it. I think it fits tight enough, it's a flat enough finish. I'm just going to put just an ever so light bead just around the outside here, because it's not like this thing is filling up with oil and pumping it, you know, great compression. If that was the case, this would all be full of oil. Okay, I've cleaned both surfaces with acetone. And I want to use just a very thin, I don't even want a bead of this. I almost want to wipe it down with my finger. I'm just going to smear it, because I think I think there's a good enough seal here. So I almost want to just, yeah, I think that's what I want to go with. Just going to put a bead down here. And there's enough to do the whole thing right there. Just want to assure that I have a good seal here and on the outside. I previously cleaned the bottom of the apron, carriage rather. So we're going to go ahead and set that on now. I don't understand. There we go. Well, let me tell you, I can understand wholeheartedly how they lost this piece down inside the housing castings. It was a challenge to get it in its place, situated. So I'm going to put this plate in place. Here, just loosely. Yeah, I had to use this lead wire. These components wound together make up like a double-aught wire or a 1 gauge, but you know, getting in there on one hole and pulling it up, and first of all getting one piece in there with just this hoop sticking out of the hole and kind of pulling it up like this, and then manipulating the other one up high enough to get the thread started. Okay, show you where we're at. These two loosened up a bit. Let's see what we have now. And it wants to start grabbing, but it's not enough. But today we are going to move on. Okay, I got my gib adjusting screws here, and we're going to bring over the taper attachment slide. And I want to bring that back because I want to have more travel space back here. So let me slide this over. Let's get the gib. Probably should have put some oil in here first. I'll tell you, the first time I did this, you talk about a smelly job, it was not pretty. Okay, now we'll oil up this gib. Now I'm basically going to be locking this one in place, so let's see here. I'm going to get that in there. I want the screw to be here. Okay, so let me get the gib screw in this side. I'm convinced that people have this stuff all preset. And I'm going to have to push that gib in. Looking around for tools, don't have them. You take that gib into where it's going to be where I can get some adjustment. This thing is super tight. It's not going anywhere, that's for sure. But we'll kind of play along and act like this is real sensitive to set. Let me bring this one over here. As far as it being adjusted kind of centered where I intended the adjustment to be. Well, part of me feels like I got soap or water. Part of me feels like I shouldn't even have tried this tonight. If I was recording like for a YouTube channel, I wouldn't even show this part. But I'm missing 6 cap head screws for the crank onto the carriage. I'm missing 2 cap head screws that hold this cover on the back of the cross slide carriage. And it's not like, they just, I keep that stuff, when I do a project, I'll have several of these containers with, with each containing parts to different aspects of the machine. And the parts that are I can't find, or it's not anything I couldn't identify. If I would have seen them laying out of place, I would have known what they were right away, picked them up and put them where they go. So for tonight, we're not going to be doing anything. I don't know, can we? Can we at least run the cross? No, I don't want to run the cross slide without the screws in there. Yeah, so we're kind of in a holding pattern until I either find the missing screws or buy some new ones. Very disappointed. Okay, that's all we got, I guess. Probably shouldn't even upload this. Well, very reluctant to upload this video. There might be some people out there right on the edge, and I don't want to drive anybody into deep depression or anything. It seems to be where I'm heading. Just tying up the final few things, getting the carriage on, the carriage locking blocks in the front, the one on the left side that had fallen down in the casting. I can understand why that happened. It was an extreme pain to get those to get that one mounted. I had some aluminum wire I was able to thread through one hole, and it was a pain in the butt. The shim method for the carriage lock, probably not enough shim. Doozer's suggestion might be the best. I'll try a thicker shim first. I guess I should be pretty psyched because I do have the machine looking like the lathe again. Everything is just about in place. I'm missing 6 cap head screws in total, which is totally out of character for me. I normally would keep, screws in containers like this for, I'd have maybe 2 or 3 of these containers for parts for different aspects of the machine. Let me show you what I'm missing. It's no big deal. I can go out and buy new ones, but it's very disheartening to realize that I have lost them. There's 4 quarter 20s here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's 2, I'm not sure what size they are. There's 2 cap head screws here that hold this cover up there on the slide. Other than that, I need to get the tailstock locking mechanism installed. So, it's all ready to go. I got my handle where I like it locked right here. And to adjust that, I've seen people put washers in here and this and that. To adjust these handles and where they lock up at, there's a washer in here, a split washer in here, and you can spin that up or down and determines where this comes in contact with the base and where it's going to lock up at. Oh man, I can't believe I just really can't believe that I've misplaced anything.